Morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
A few tech issues this morning.
Oh, yes.
Ilka
yes.
tried to set up the tripod.
Got to keep people in their genius zones.
And our Wi-Fi failed. But anyway, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We've made it. Nothing stops us.
That's it.
So do you sometimes feel like an amazing parent when everything's going really smoothly? Your apple cart's up and running really schmickly, those bright, shiny apples in there. But then something happens to upset the apple cart.
What happens, Joe? Sick children, whining children.
Disagreements with your partner.
Yeah.
Kids won't listen.
Yeah, something goes wrong for the 10th time that day. And then if you're anything like I used to be, it's like it's all too big. You go into overwhelm, all the apple cart, the apples are everywhere, they're lying all over the road, they're bruised, they're battered. Everything just seems too big in life. You want to ring your mum.
Yeah, hi Annette.
And so what do you do in those circumstances? And we want to show you what we would do and what we show people how to do in our course.
Yeah, when
we do have another one coming up soon that's going to open again in April.
And it's more like what we're talking about today is, you know, how we can we can parent consciously when things are going smoothly, and perhaps when little things here and there happen. But then what happens when it thing after thing after thing happens and it all gets a bit too much and you feel like, what's the point? It's all too hard. I am overwhelmed and not sure what to do with these feelings.
Yeah, and if you're like me, you're really good at negative self-talk. So you might be really good, like I was, at compounding it. And if a few things go wrong, it's like, oh, then you throw in all the other things that have gone wrong, and you throw in all the ways that you're really a bad mother. And really, our brain operates mostly in survival mode, and when it's triggered, it goes there even more. And it finds, you know, especially if you're asking yourself the wrong questions, like, why am I such a bad mother?
Why is this so hard?
Yeah, why is this so hard? Why am I so overwhelmed? You know, your brain will try and find all the reasons why you are. So asking better questions is another good one. But what we also wanted to say this morning and remind you all, if you're in this group, we're showing you how the subconscious, we say it so many times, is not logical. It has no logic whatsoever. It's just full of all the memories from your childhood, all the proofs, the references, and up until yesterday. They're all in there, and some of them have a lot of negative charge. Like if you were to step into them, that you would feel bad. If you saw yourself in those memories, you would feel bad. So they're like your bruised and broken apples. And as Joe's saying, when you get triggered, it's like your brain can just go to all the bruised and broken apples straight away.
And it's easier to find. While you're on a bruised and broken apple, it's easier to find the next bruised and broken apple and the next one and the next one and the next one. So what we're aiming to do is interrupt that pattern, interrupt that spiraling downwards.
Yes, and this video, we're gonna make this into a shorter video. We're going to call it the Upset the Apple Cart video so that you can come to it when all your apples have been upset and they're lying over the road, and you know, the trucks are coming past now and they're driving over the top of them and they're smashing them to pieces. Like we all have these days. So what you would do is, when you notice this overwhelm, instead of saying, oh, why, what you do is, guys, you just go, oh, you notice it, and you get your hands like this and you get them up there and you just start tapping on your face and saying I can find that all the ways I am an awesome parent. I am an awesome parent. Yesterday, I felt like an awesome parent. Everything was going well. There's lots of memories in there that say I'm an awesome parent. So I'm letting this go. Even if I don't feel like I'm one today, I'm letting this go. And then you can take a big, deep breath. Float away. And then we grab our wrist and we can give it a squeeze and say peace. And then you can go back and notice that this overwhelmed feeling or what it is, and just aim at it again. And then just again, we're going to tell our brain, look, yay brain, go brain, you're so good at finding all the negatives. Look at you go. You know, you're finding all the rest of the bruised and broken apples, but I'm letting you go. So as I tap, it's letting it all go. It's letting everything go. All the negative feelings, all the overwhelm, all the things not serving me. I'm letting it go. Okay, big deep breath again. How's your apple cart looking there, Joe?
It's getting rosier.
It's getting rosier. Yay, yay. So, and you can use this apple cart metaphor even, like just kind of see, like it's safe to see some shiny apples. Think about the shiny apples. They're just metaphors for how you can see your life. You can, choose which one you want to focus on.
And even if you're in the kitchen, if you're at home and maybe you've got a fruit bowl, you can see the apples there, or the apples are in the fridge or something. Like, even every time you see them, if you remember this, like, oh, the apple cart, and you bring joy then in the relationship to the apples, then it will be easier to go to this next time. When like, it's easy if you train your brain to do it in the easy moments. Then when the poop hits the fan, it will become easier to go back to the shiny, bright apples.
Yeah, so true. So that we're going to notice notice what's still there, like what you're feeling inside maybe, but you just aim at the feeling and then you tap. And when you're tapping, you notice your fingers tapping. You can play this video with us and just say, I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. My brain is so good at finding all the bruised apples, but I'm letting them go. I'm letting it go. Thank you, brain, for going into survival all the time. You're so helpful.
Something that really helped me was, as Ilka said, really notice your fingers tapping.
Yeah, notice your fingers, the sound. You can you can go eat. Oh, that's my favorite. You can go oink oink oink. Let it go. We call this like breaking trances, which we've made videos about that too, breaking yourself out of the trance. And think about those nice shiny apples and all the days you've had great apple days. You've had the shiny apples. Think of your kids laughing, the best memories you've got with your children. These are also awesome things to like even write down or have them on your phone. Have a whole selection of the good memories you have with your kids, and you can start looking at them and go, oh, here's my happy apple days. when you have a bad apple day or an apple tipped over the apple cart day. So so that you can do this like as many times as you need to, and you can do this anywhere. This is the beauty of tapping. That's why I love it so much. And you just keep noticing it. So, your kids, you might be tapping in front of your kids. You might be going to the toilet. You might be preparing dinner. And you can still be thinking, oh, I'm still overwhelmed. Let it go. Tap with one hand, cook with the other. Like, it's like tapping is so versatile and so freaking awesome.
And simple to go to. It's right with you all the time.
Yes. So just keep saying, I'm letting it go, because my brain loves to go to all the bruised and broken apples, but I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go now. Okay, big deep breath. And think of all the happy times. The last time you were with your kids and it was like a really fun, playful, creative time. You can think of that too and just notice it. And then just notice how this will shift it. And the more that you do this process, the more you're going to be able to go to peace and calm, and you get better, and your brain gets better and better and better and better at this. So it's an amazing process to start using in your life. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And we'll make that, add that video in here and tag it so that you can easily go to it and help you, because the gold is in like the moments when you feel frustrated and overwhelmed. It's finding that split second to make a choice to do something different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to start changing your life, and your next interaction with your children is going to be completely different if you keep using this process. And the other amazing thing is you will start to show them that you can shift through, you can emotionally regulate. You are an emotionally intelligent person and you can regulate your own emotions. And I don't think there's any greater gift than showing your children an emotionally regulated adult who can then be much calmer and much more understanding and patient, and all the things that all the parents in this group would love to be able to do 100% of the time. Which, you know, I could never do that, but we're wanting to do it more and more of the time, and the calmer you can stay, the better. So you can use like metaphor, so see the shiny apples, notice the happy times with your kids, like a metaphor of those shiny apples, and you know, watch, even if you're a really visual person, you can watch that kind of like use the apple cart falling over and like see yourself just, I can put the apples back in, I can put them back in, I can change them to shiny. Because this group is all about taking control of your mind, and when you do that, everything in your life changes, and all our videos basically are saying that. So yeah. And then what do they do if they would like extra support with that?
Oh, if you'd like extra support, join. Well, we've got a course upcoming, but also ask questions here, and in the file section there's much more info. But really, if the support is golden, that's what we find within the. We've got a separate group for our course participants, and not only do they receive support from us, but also from one another, and they've even teamed up and have great relationships where they can support one another out and make phone calls. Like one recently out in the supermarket who was triggered and rang one of the other course participants, and she helped her break her trance through bringing her to laughter in the middle of the supermarket.
Yeah, she helped her with her apple cart tipping over. Yeah. Put the apples back in, made them all nice and shiny again. So it's just a way to start, like it's just like going to the gym. It's just gym for the brain, and start using your imagination. I mean, kids are brilliant at this, and have so much to teach us about how to use our imaginations. And
now we've even, like, we hear the stories of our the mums in our course, their children tapping, and so they're learning to get through their big emotions as well with tapping. How cool is that? I was on the weekend, I was at a jiu-jitsu comp with my niece and nephew, and my niece was about to participate, and she's over on the sideline getting prepared to step up and start her bout, and my sister said to me, "Did you see that?" I went, "What? No, I wasn't watching that." She said she was tapping. She's tapping on her face before she stepped up to start her competition.
Yes.
So cool, these
I have
stories.
like one of the little 3-year-olds that comes on the call, and the mum turns the phone around and shows me, and she can hear me saying, "Let it go." So yeah, she's there going, "Let it go." So cute. Oh my God, so cute.
It is.
So yeah, there's weekly calls, and when you come to the weekly calls in the course, you get to dive a little bit deeper, and we look at all the different bruised and broken apples, and we change them. We really make a big difference to what we call the proofs, the references, the memories that you've got back there in your subconscious. That is why you get triggered. So when you start to really clean the mind of all of that emotional charge that's not serving you as an adult, it helped you stay in survival as a child, and it was very helpful as a child, but it's just not serving you anymore, usually. And if it is, you can keep the parts that serve you and let the rest go. So we dive deeper in the course and go into it every week, so you get a chance to really work on these triggers to the deepest level, and really clear away, like right back to where it all started, like even back to birth sometimes, working on your own birth, working on 4-year-old memories, 2-year-old memories, where belief systems got set up. So, but in the meantime, if you're in this group and you just want to start changing your life, use that tapping process that I did at the start of this video. Watch some of our other videos. We've done an amazing video with my mentor, Robert G. Smith. I've learned from him for the last 7 years, and he's changed millions of lives from people using this process.
One of the things we say so often is that our kids are our greatest teachers. What we mean by that is when our triggers come up because of what looks like some behaviour from our kids over there is actually going on inside us, and it gives the opportunity is noticing the feeling inside us and clearing up the source of it, which is usually based on an experience, a memory from your childhood. Yeah. So that's why they're our greatest teachers, because while things are all going smooth and cruising along and the apple cart is shiny, bright and perfect, well then there's no opportunity in that to clear up crap from the past. When the kids get under our skin, we're going, like, eventually, you come join us in the course, eventually when your kids are triggering you and your partner, you'll be going, yay, opportunity, another opportunity.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and you'll really start to see it differently from an absolutely new perspective. It's quite amazing, really, be a totally new person. But we know when the big stuff is coming up. How do we know the big stuff is coming up, Joe?
Good question.
Yeah, we were going to cover this actually.
Yep. Well,
what's the biggest
I think
indicator?
we had a bit of a list there, did we? Or
Oh,
not?
yes.
For me, it was eating. I go to eat.
Yeah, the old white bread.
Oh yeah, white bread. When I grew up, there was forever white bread was out on the bench. Even if we would go away for like a couple of days or something, Mum would make sure that she had white bread like to put out on the kitchen bench in the apartment that we were staying at, even if it was overnight. Like it was. So for me, I've made
had
this,
a lot of importance.
Yes, it had a lot of importance. Links me to like love. There's love in the white bread, which there isn't, which we also did a video on. That there is not love in food, but these are
looking for it.
These automatic responses, and it could be food. It could even be exercise. It depends on
shopping.
Yeah, shopping. The
Who
intent.
goes shopping if they want to avoid their emotions or avoid the big stuff?
Alcohol, Netflix binge.
Yeah.
So all these things we could do like healthily with a positive underlying intent, but it's when we go to them automatically because of frustration or stress or
so I want to hear under this video, the next time someone walks to the fridge doing this, all this overwhelm, all the ways that I do this to myself, let it go. All the ways I've tipped over the apple cart and I'm looking for all the bruised apples, I'm letting it go. I'm walking to the fridge and I'm letting it go. I'm walking to the car to go shopping and I'm letting it go. I'm driving
Netflix.
to the supermarket.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm watching Netflix and I'm letting it go. I'm not letting it go. Because even if you start doing this, guys, like start noticing your fingers, letting it go, big deep breath, float away. See your happy kids' faces, have some happy stuff to look at. And then, oh no, I want to walk back to the fridge. Let it go, let it go. Notice your fingers tapping. I'm walking to the fridge again. Let it go. I want to go out and exercise again. I want to like sit and think again.
Ooh, that was one of my favourites.
Yeah, think. Because another good command for you thinkers out there is the more I try and figure it out, the faster it disappears. Okay, so because it's great fun to figure out going on holidays, and it's great fun to figure out creative things like what creative project am I going to do next? But it's not so much fun to try and figure out why you're so fucked up. It's not a good thing to be doing. Okay, but I did it for years, so I get it.
It doesn't work. It just sends you further down the rabbit hole. Yeah.
So no more figuring out why you're so fucked up. That's this one, okay? Let it go. I'm on my way to the fridge and I'm letting it go. Okay? I'm on my way to the shops and I'm letting it go. letting it go. It's safe to let it go. I can have fun at the shops instead, because you can still go, but you're not going to avoid. You can still watch Netflix. You can still go to the fridge, but you're not going there to avoid your emotions. You're going to start, doing something with your emotions that is more positive and sending you on a positive track, and you will start to lose these programs. They'll go if you do this process. That's how powerful it is. And I didn't believe it either in the beginning. Don't worry, I just did it.
Yeah.
My brain told me it wouldn't work.
In the
it
very beginning for me, I had to tap on like, this tapping doesn't work.
Yeah, this tapping thing.
This won't work for me.
It doesn't
There's
work.
no way this will work for me.
Yes. Because we get into these trances of negativity, and we're good at the negative self-talk, and we just keep doing it to ourselves. It's redundant, it's over, it's in the past, it's not conducive to having a happy and positive and wonderful life. And Joe and I down here, checking out the sights at Mooloolaba this morning, being very happy and cheerful, aren't we, Joe?
Oh, there's lots of fit people out here, yes. Another thing is, like, you could just consider this for a moment, the stories that are going around in your head. This is some work I did some years ago, and a brilliant book I read, Healing the Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers.
Oh, yeah.
And the woman, there were so many stories. Yeah, Karen McBride, Cameron. Will I Ever Be Good Enough is the title of the book. But in there, the stories that I remember was her working with women whose mothers had died. They have died. People have gone to the other side, and still we're holding on the same stories in our head.
Yeah, and
like,
sometimes we're passing them down to the kids too.
Yes, so who is doing that to you now? It's like I'm doing it to me inside my own head.
Yeah. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Think of crazy Ilka and Joe. Crazy Ilka and Joe. They've got some crazy ideas about tapping this stuff away. They're crazy ladies. They're really crazy. But, you want to get on the crazy train with us, I tell you, because it's fun over the other side of it. It really is. We have a lot of fun. Don't we, Kristen? We have some fun.
Yeah. Cool
yeah,
stuff.
we even have fun letting all our shit go. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of fun with the kids, and as Joe said, we just hear stories every day from the beautiful mums that join us every week.
We're
just
actually
amazing.
We're going to start a weekly video, which might start today, of awesome stories we've heard this week from our clients and their kids, and
Can we tell the one?
the
Can we
flow
tell
on
one?
effect. Yep, give us one.
Okay, so this week, one of the beautiful ladies on the call, she came to her first group call actually, and she just loved it. She's like, oh my goodness, like this was great, because on the group calls, we all realize that we all have the same stuff, guys. We all felt rejected and humiliated and embarrassed, and we've all got this stuff in our past somewhere. So it's really nice to be with people, but we're not there to hold on to it. We're there to change it. And this is an empowering environment to be in, because we're not there to discuss all our problems and all of that. We're there to transform them. So one of the ladies, though, she sent us a message about maybe could we suggest a counsellor for her and her husband. And it was actually her husband that was asking about this. And she'd kind of instigated this earlier on, and now he was asking about it. Shopping. No shopping addiction.
Does it work on a
Mum's
shopping
that's
addiction?
That's my mum talking about me.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Mum. So she actually, once we kind of answered and Joe gave some of her experiences of going to counsellors. Now, counsellors are great for some people in the beginning, but again, it's talk therapy. So, and if you're going with your husband, often you might be thinking that we sort of said sometimes it's because you want to be right, or they might want to be right, and then you go to the counsellor so that they'll be on your side. And most people can resonate with that. If they're truly honest, they can resonate that that's really why they're going. And counsellors have great, you know, they do have some great things, but with the tapping, you're just going so much deeper into the subconscious, in my opinion. This is my opinion only. You need to make your own assessments of this. But I've you know, I've come across many people in my journey, clients who've gone down that route and then come to tapping. And most psychologists now, thank goodness, the world is changing. Thanks to Peter Stapleton, her video is in our file section. She's a psychotherapist, anyway, she's a researcher mostly, Bond University, done a brilliant TED talk about how, and she's training a lot of psychologists now to use tapping, because she said it's just the fast track. It's so much faster because you're releasing the emotional charge. So anyway, I got off track.
Yeah, back to the
story. I always get off track. Yeah. But anyway, so our beautiful mum, she said, and I thought, ask a better question. After we'd given her some of this feedback and of our own experiences, she was like, I went off to playgroup that day where there's all these other mums and they've got partners. And she said, ask a better question. And she was like, what do you do in your marriage to make it better? What an amazing question. I was like, yay, because you ask a better question, you get a better answer. And she said, I got the most amazing answers. And some of them had positive experiences through counselling. So that was really cool. But she got lots of other different responses as well. Yeah, we don't keep reliving the past, Kristen. Yes, because we can so keep reliving the past. If we don't keep tapping all the emotional stuff away, like tapping the emotional stuff away and changing it. And, you know, we go deep, don't we? Because we change all the memories as well. Like we literally, you know, we give you a new hard drive in there. That's what we do.
Yeah.
we upgrade it. We totally upgrade it.
So if you're
Law of
interested,
attraction on speed.
If you're interested in finding out more about the course, like pop a comment below or private message us, because the next course starts in April, and we'll be opening up discovery calls where we'll have a free 30-minute chat with you to see where you're at right now, and tell you what we do and see if it would work for you, and if not, there's heaps of free resources in this group.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
And we look forward to seeing you there, yes, if it's right for you, but PM us. And what else?
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Comment below and let us know when you might need to go to tapping, when your apple cart is tipped over, bruised and battered. You know, what are the things? Where do you go?
Are you tapping on the way to the fridge?
Yeah.
Are you tapping on the way to the shops? Are you tapping on the way to the Netflix binge?
Yeah.
To hide in the cupboard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've hid in the cupboard.
Drive off down the road. That was mine.
Slam the door.
Tapping as I drive off down the road, skidding the wheels.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. All right. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again next Wednesday. And pop any questions you have below.
Yes. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.